All right, step number 1 of the Shin Fu. It's called pain or pleasure. How do you know which is which and what you ought to be talking about? Well, if they have a problem, then you're going to be talking about pain. If they don't have a problem and they just want something new, then you're talking about pleasure. Take, for instance, in my business, I'm in the pond business. We fix ponds up and we build them from scratch. If someone has just a blank yard and they thought it'd be cool to have a pond, well, they don't have a problem, they don't have an issue, they don't have any pain. They already have grass, it's pretty easy to take care of, and they want a new pond. So I have to talk about pleasure. Why do they want the pond? Let them talk. Build the whole pleasure thing. We'll go on that in a second. Suppose they already have a pond in their backyard and it looks like crap, it leaks, it's green, it's whatever. Now they got some pain attached to it. So now our whole conversation is not about pleasure, it's about pain. Now when it comes to pain or pleasure, those are the only 2 reasons people buy anything, right? Pain is much easier to deal with because it's a quicker, faster, bigger emotion that you can tap into to get them to move. What is moving? Give you a deposit check. So let's hit that one first. So if they have an issue, suppose you're a kitchen remodeler and they just bought a house, the house is 50 years old, kitchen looks like crap, okay? You got to ask them, okay, what do you hate about the kitchen? Tell me about this kitchen. And they'll tell you, I hate the cabinet, the appliances, blah, blah, blah. So why does all that bother you? Have them talk more about pain. Well, how long have you had the house? Oh, a year or 2. Well, you've been thinking about this that long? Yes, I have. And you just walk them down this pain funnel and have them talk. You're asking short, quick questions. Let them talk. See, you can, Mr. Smith, your cabinets look like crap. Or have Mr. Smith tell you, hey, my cabinets look like crap. Which one means more to him? What he thinks means everything. What you think means nothing. I know what you're doing. As soon as you see those kitchen cabinets, you're going, bam, I know exactly what to do. Let me pounce and let me tell him. You know what? If you're talking like that, you're just going to lose. You need to let him convince himself that he needs what you have. You don't even have to tell him what you have. All he's doing is taking himself down this emotional, painful rabbit hole. And you let him do it. In fact, you guide them through it. And when they get down to the bottom of the pain, when the pain is so bad, boom, you'll talk about step 2, the money. Okay? Suppose you just call them up, say, I can blow you away, do this kitchen, blah, 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 and it's 80 grand. He's going to go, screw you. Click. Now you have the same conversation. Stretch it out 10 minutes. Have him talk about all the things he hates about his kitchen. All the things. 15 minutes later, he's in a real painful position. His kitchen sucks. Now you throw out the 80 grand, he's going to be a hell of a lot more receptive to at least hear what you got to say about that. But if you just rush into this thing, it ain't going to work. Pleasure. Let's suppose you have a blank canvas somewhere. So they have no pond. They want a pond. So now you have to talk about nice things. Tell me what you're thinking. What about lights? What about plants? What about fish? How long are you thinking about this? Suppose I were to say, Sunday morning, you go out there, you lay in a hammock or sit in a chair next to the pond. Now close your eyes. Tell me what you're hearing. I want to know, are they hearing a babbling brook? Are they hearing what? You know what they're doing? They're dreaming. They're going, oh man, this is really good. In their mind, they are building it up, okay? You ever had when you were kids, you have a crush on someone and that someone doesn't even know you're alive? You ever done that? Of course you have. We all have. Well, see, in your brain, you have built this whole thing up. You probably even see yourself marrying this person, and they don't even know you're freaking alive, okay? That's what you're doing. You're having these customers, whether it's pain or pleasure, They're building up their story, this story, their story in their heads. And they're getting themselves into such a frenzy, emotional state, they're ready to buy whatever it is you're selling. So if you're the one puking all over them, if you're talking, you're losing. If you ask questions, pain or pleasure, and you let them tell their stories, and you get artful at this stuff, then when it comes to the money stuff, it's much easier conversation to have. So there's your pain, there's your pleasure. Stay tuned for step 2. It's called money. Thanks.